to our Literary Globe vlog. I am Liesl and I'm the founder of the Literary Globe. This is Dipika.
Hello.
And Dipika, I met Dipika at the English bookshop where you were giving the creative writing course.
Yes, and that was just such a fabulous beginning to my career. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And Dipika wrote the book Shambhala Junction, and it won the Virginia Award. Tell us about that.
Aurora Metro, which is like a publishing company in the UK, they have run this prize for women writers, and it's the Virginia Prize for Fiction. And I won the 4th year that it had been running.
Wow.
So it was just really, really fantastic for me.
Yeah.
And, one of the best things about winning a prize of any sort is the kind of the attendant publicity that comes on after.
That's wonderful.
So it's just really been good. So I've been going all over the world with this book.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And please tell our readers, can you tell our readers what is consistent throughout your novel? What is it that you actually want them to walk away with?
What is consistent about my novel? I think I don't believe in just writing pretty words.
No.
So I think that literature for me needs to have some sort of a deeper message of some sort. And as an Asian woman writer, I feel that there are lots of stories from my communities, the various communities I belong to, which need to be told, and from our own perspectives, instead of having some outsider anthropologist or somebody coming in and doing it. So I feel very strongly about telling our own stories, and I think that's the kind of things that I want to do. So what I want the reader to sort of take away from this and things is basically you read a story of a different kind, but it's not just like artful words. There is something that I want people to leave with.
Yeah. Okay, and tell us about the bookstores, because you've gone through Chicago. Tell us about your favorite bookstore and about the promotion of your book through the bookstore.
Right. Well, I live in Chicago now, but I've been
you live everywhere, Dipika.
I have indeed. So I've been a rather nomadic writer, and I was, of course, living in Amsterdam for many years. My favorite bookstore has got to be the English Bookstore, Liesl.
Yes, we know.
But in terms of Chicago, they have just great indie bookstores. So the one that's closest to my house is Sandemeyer's, which is like a small little, brick and mortar kind of lovely place. Then you have Women and Children First, which I know sounds like kind of a strange name, but they do wonderful, wonderful work with bringing like the community of writers together in regular panels. So
That's interesting. I didn't do that at the English bookshop, but I would have done that.
Yeah. So there's usually like about 3 writers or so, and they come from the community, and it's lovely because it's a total win-win situation. The writers don't have any pressure to perform on their own, and there's usually the whole community that comes to attend these things, and each writer, of course, has a following. So you get people in the room. And, the bookstore has people coming and just browsing. So it's lovely. We have so many out there. So there's another called the Booksellers at Chestnut. And, they also do a lot of these readings. And they have everybody from Hillary Clinton to, your local writer with the first book coming in.
Fantastic.
So it's not just the Barnes and Nobles that we have.
Exactly. And my next question, can you give our budding writers out there some advice? Because you've done so well with your book.
Well, thank you, Liesl. I don't feel that I really even started scratching the surface. I have written 2 works of fiction and 1 collection of short stories, as well as a couple of poetry collections. But I feel that the main thing about publishing is just to get your work out there. So keep sending out stuff.
Yes.
And, lately in the literary world, there's been a lot of talk about not aiming necessarily for acceptances, but also aiming for rejections.
So that you can learn.
Yes, and you will send it out knowing that you're meeting a rejection quota, if you will, So let's say I say, okay, in 2018, I'm going to aim for 60 rejections. All right.
Did you hear that? 60 rejections. This is what you need to be thinking about, right?
Absolutely. I mean, because you can't say that, 2 rejections or 3 rejections, because that's going to come with every every story you send out. So
Yeah.
you got to like kind of, think bigger, 60, 80, whatever is your
I heard
happy.
80.
Yeah, 80
yeah.
is also
Yeah.
fine. So I usually send out to about, 8 places at the same time, because most places do take simultaneous submissions now. And then I just wait and I submit to places like The Atlantic and New Yorker, as well as to things that are, online. I don't submit to non-paying publications anymore. I kind of started doing that since I think 4 or 5 years ago, because I just feel that writers, even if they get paid like $25 or
They
like
need something.
something that validates what you're doing,
I
you know?
think I agree with that.
And I think giving away your writing for free for too long kind of
It's
makes you also,
demoralizing.
makes you feel that you're wasting your time. So I go in for things that pay, and I also submit to a lot of these competitions. Yeah. And even if you don't win, but you just get on the honorable mention or the long list, you know you're doing something right. So the main thing is try to get into some sort of a routine of writing, and then just keep sending things out.
Thank you. That was a really great interview. Thank you, Dipika.
Thank you,
And
Liesl.
good luck with your next novel. When is that coming out?
Well, if I can get into a regular writing routine,
Yeah.
I should have finished something by the middle of 2018.
Brilliant.
And then start, so maybe
Yeah.
next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Dipika's reading from her book here at Pages, which is on the Herengracht in Amsterdam, but it's Pages Bookstore. And you'll be reading as well as several other people.
Yes,
well.
there will be 8 of us reading,
Yeah.
and there will be poets as well as fiction writers and some humor. So we have some humorous storytellers,
Yeah.
well, one at least.
Yeah.
So it should be a great
I think
afternoon.
so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.